I didn't know anything about SSB. So there I got confidence out.
So what motivated you towards doing this BTech and all? How can they generate their interest in mathematics and how can they prepare for the mathematics? Okay.
And only practice is the key.
That what is the role of family in this SSB journey? Most of the students उनका इतना जो bond है वो टूटता चले जाता है once they complete their 12th. So how did you manage your time, and also you cleared your NDA written side by side? In the first recommendation, as you got it long back ago, okay, CDS Navy के लिए. So why you did not join the academy during that time? तब इतने ज़्यादा attempts देके ना आदत हो जाती है that you don't expect now too much from your result. So how did you prepare differently as compared to the Navy SSB? That you observed in Naval Selection Board and the Services Selection Board, जो कि आर्मी वाला था.
Tough question, sir. You have to be very focused, sir. It's not like मेरा psychology हो गया अब मैं खेलूंगा, or if it is my interview हो गया मैं अब खेलूंगा. No. If one particular task goes wrong, don't take it to the next particular task.
That does the recommendations, do they bring pressure in those 5 days or not?
GTO is totally full of josh.
So what advice you would like to share with all the NCC cadets who are preparing for NCC Special Entry? So what one message do you want them to remember forever?
Be consistent. Don't give up.
Tell me one of the biggest myth that you have personally encountered while attending the entire SSB interviews. What is that one mistake you kept repeating for a long time without realizing it? What kind of people you would not recommend if you were the assessor? Okay, so Ashwin, 15 SSB attempts and man, 4 recommendations to your name. Bhai, it really takes a lot of motivation सबसे पहले तो, because I have seen most of the candidates just giving up after their 4 to 5 SSBs. So before audience gets to know about your introduction and everything else related to you, I just want to ask you, Bhai, what's the motivation behind all this entire journey?
Sir, so starting off, I gave my first attempt at NDA. So the very initial spark has started over there. So I still remember my first SSB that was in 2A FSB Mysore.
Okay.
And the very first attempt, I was very naive. I just gave my exam and I went into it. I didn't know anything about SSB. So there I got confidence out. But that was the initial spark when I met with many officers over there, because I always wanted to become a pilot. And that was the initial spark. And after that, I went to my college, NITK Surathkal. And there I went into NCC. And there my CO sir, Anlesh Kaushik sir, Colonel Anlesh Kaushik sir. So after meeting with him and with my other guys, I have made a very strong decision that this is my passion and this is where I have to go. So that was the very initial motivation that kept me going. Still, I get recommended, sir.
Okay, man, really hats off to your entire journey as of now. Because, one thing that I see most of the aspirants lack is the consistency and the patience. And I believe you had both of them, which made you, recommended not just once or twice, but 4 times. Okay,
Yes.
Now, Ashwin, before we get started with our main questioning and we will get to know about so much of your vast experience, the audience is really curious to know about your journey and basically about yourself. So you can just, tell us to all about, you can just start with your introduction so that our audience, get to know more about you.
Yes, sir. So coming to my introduction. So my name is Soumyaja Krishna Ashwin. I am from Hyderabad, Telangana. And I completed my BTech from NITK Surathkal. Did 1 year of job in ICICI. And then left because I was in probation and due to lack of leaves and all. So after that, I started to give my SSBs again. So I can divide this into 2 parts, where one SSB is everything before my BTech and after that from my 4th year of my BTech. And yeah, that consistency and hard work at last paid off. That's it.
Okay. And Ashwin, what about your family background? And also just
Yes,
tell us
yes.
about your, education qualification. And I also got to know that you have done engineering in chemical engineering, I guess, major.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
what motivated you towards doing this BTech and all?
Yes, sir. So the very first thing was like coming to my family. With me, consisting there are four people, like for everyone. So one, my father, his name is Samyajla V. Narasimhamurthy. He works in SBI as an AGM in systems. And then my mother, she is a homemaker, and her name is Samyajla SSVN Vaidehi. And she is currently pursuing her last semester in law. She'll be completing her law. And next is my brother. He completed his PhD in University of San Diego, California. Did it in NLP, Natural Language Processing, and now he is a senior applied scientist in Oracle. This is my family. And next, why I took BTech. So from my 10th class, I was very motivated towards maths. Maths fascinates me a lot. So SSB interest started from my 12th class, but after completing my 10th, I was sure that I had to do engineering. So that's why I started with MPC. Did my I mean 11th and 12th from Narayana Junior College in Hyderabad, and then landed up in NITK Surathkal. I gave a few SSBs in there, four attempts, three conference out and one screen out, and but after that joined NITK Surathkal as chemical engineering. But yeah, chemical engineering fascinates me a little bit because everyone thinks it's chemistry related a lot, but no, a lot of maths and physics is there.
Okay.
So we can take mass transfer, heat transfer, moment transfer, and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Okay, and Ashwin, let's break this entire thing what you told into few questions that I have in my mind. The first question is that what is the role of family in this entire journey? And we already got to know that your father is currently working in a bank. Your brother, he's also like studying, and I guess he studied from University of California, right?
Yes,
And your
completed.
your mother, you also told that she's also currently, I guess, studying her law. So, like, I just want to know, like, what is the overall role of family in this SSB journey?
Yes, sir. So, first, keeping SSB apart, family plays a big role, not only in SSB but whole life. That's what they see in SSB itself. So, what I feel, and I'll come to SSB part afterwards. But yeah, they were constant support, motivator, guidance, and everything from the very beginning of my childhood. So, I'm very much close related towards my brother. He's just 4 years elder than me.
Okay.
So if there is anything, I'm very much open to my brother first. Like everyone knows about what I'm doing, but the first person to go is my brother. And next, coming to SSB, I feel that sometimes they see parents as our commanders type. So how do we follow sometimes their orders, and not only their orders, but also take care of them? So it is little much of something a connection which you have with your family. So it is not exactly only how you're taking help from them, but also paying them back. So basically, I can give a small example. Basically, they give a lot of education support to us. So what we can do, giving them back, have a good CGPA in your engineering and go into a good placement, so that it basically shows that that the guidance they kept, the anything that the efforts they have kept, you're paying it back. So they are the constant motivator and support towards me, like from the very start. Yeah.
Okay. Again, man, a very amazing insight that you have shared, because I personally believe that most of the students, उनका इतना जो bond है वो टूटता चले जाता है once they complete their
Yes, sir.
12th, so they are not that much in touch with their parents. But
Yes,
I
sir.
guess if you continuously, keep a check on them, continuously share your things, then I guess, without any kind of stress, you can easily prepare for any kind of exam that you are preparing for.
100%, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Ashwin, now coming to one of the important question, जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा एस्पिरेंट्स को तंग करता है कि मैथ्स की प्रिपरेशन कैसी की जाए. जस्ट लाइक यू सेड कि आफ्टर योर 10th you were quite interested about mathematics and physics. On the similar hand, there are few candidates who realize maybe in their 9th or 10th that maths is not their cup of tea, but
Yes.
maybe to go for NDA or for BTech Navy 10 plus 2 TES, I guess maths and physics are the compulsory subject, and even after your graduation, BTech
Yes, sir.
offers most of the entries. So, what
Yes, sir.
you would advise to those students who are basically in their maybe 9th, 10th, or maybe who have passed 12th? Like, how can they generate their interest in mathematics, and how can they prepare for the mathematics?
Yes, sir. So, mathematics, I would say that if they're feeling that it's their subject is not their cup of tea, the main thing that I feel is the majority of persons see math as formula-based subject. So, any question they see, they try to recollect the formula, and I totally suggest that that is a totally wrong way of doing maths. Like there is some logic hidden in any type of question that is given over there. So, the first thing is basics. If their maths is not a cup of tea for them, not a problem. Let them take their time. Start from the ninth class NCRT book. Have their basics. Have a very good foundation of basics like rational numbers, and then coming to square roots, coming up to a very like there are few very basic formulas that have to be remembered: a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, cubes, whole cubes, and then few different type of techniques. So this type of thing can be only generated by a practice. So
Exactly.
if a person thinks he's not able to do it very well, I would suggest him to take a time. Maybe a three to 4 months is enough to do the whole thing. So go back to ninth class NCRT book, solve all the questions which are there, and then come to 10th, and then his basics are strong. But who feels his basics is strong but is not able to do is happily take any PIQ question, take it from past 2013. If he's going for NDA, he can take NDA. He's going for CDS, take 10 years previous PYQ questions and then solve it. So that would be a major boost which would be helping them.
Okay.
And only practice is the key.
Okay, and Ashwin, from the Google form that I had shared with you, where you had
Yes,
shared
sir.
all of your details and achievements, I also came
Yes, sir.
across that you cleared your J mains with a very good percentile
Yes, sir.
score.
Yes, sir.
So, the audience would be really, happy to know about your result, that you have to share it. So, firstly, just tell us, like, how did you prepare for your JE exam? And apart from that, you were also focusing on your board exam and NDA. So how did you
Yes, sir.
manage your time, and also you cleared your NDA written side by side? So
Yes,
उस
sir.
time पे like let's break this entire scenario into few questions. First thing, you tell us how did you prepare for your JEE mains.
Yes,
Second
sir.
thing, just tell us like what was your approach in board examination. Third thing,
Yes,
you
sir.
just tell us that what was your preparation strategy for the NDA examination.
Yes, sir. So starting for my JE mains, in the second attempt we had two. It was our first time that in the whole system they give two attempts.
Okay.
So this in the second attempt I got 98.2 percentile. That landed up around some 18K change rank, 18,000 rank, and I landed up into NITK Surathkal. So how did I prepare was I was into a coaching called Narayana Junior College. So there is a it is a very long hours of study time. So we generally go in the morning, some 8 o'clock the class starts, and evening 7 o'clock the class ends. So it is 12 hours of whole course,
Okay.
and then we go back to home. Some have 1 hour of chat with mother or have some time pass, and then start again studying. So it was more or less I could say an intensive study schedule that I had to follow for my JE mains. So there we have internal books. So in their books had level 3, level 4, level 5s. Basically, that is level 3 is basic NCRT level, level 4 is mains, level 5 is advanced. So that is what they had a segregation of. And it's not only mains, any NDA exam, consistency and just your working hard will make any exam crack. So that was a funda for my JE main. So just repetitively practice the problems. Any problem of format which you forget, write it in a short note, so that a very short crisp note. This is a other thing I would like to add. Even the previous question maths. So have a very something called short notes where not having a big formulas written, but which formulas you basically forget or feel that you need a repetitive revision for it, just write that particular formulas so that at the last end of your exam you can just have a glance and it will basically sit in your brain and you can solve the question. So this was a strategy that I had to follow for mains. And coming up to for my board exams, I was from
Okay,
state
sorry
board.
to interrupt here. What was your percentile in JEE Mains?
98.2, sir.
Okay,
Percentile.
great man, great.
18K. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And coming to my board, so board is basically like after having that intense preparation for mains and advance, so that would be a little bit easier. So and we also had some few books of same previous year questions of that particular. Basically in state board examinations you have a particular set of questions repeating a lot, like same pattern but just question ka numerical change हो जाता है, the pattern remains the same. So just had a glance of it, and then like once you prepare for that big exams, at state board you can easily go. Now coming to NDA, in NDA it is a different type of exam where you have even differential equations in it, and the thing here is you have to solve the question very fast. You have a big set of problem in a limited time. So this is something related to mains again. So mains also we have the same pattern where we have 3 hours of exam and lot of questions. So here the technique which I say is again PYQs, because again PYQs will be repeating even in India or even in any other exam. Majority of it will be same. It will play the same game. Here what you have to do is in the first glance, once you see the question, not a problem. Like if you leave 10 questions also not an issue, but solve all the questions which you were able to solve it in the first glance. There will be few set of questions by even looking you can just take the answer, and few set of questions where you have the confidence that this is not that big mathematically big answer, but you can solve it and get the answer. So first target them, and at the same point of time, this technique I used to follow it even in any exam. I see the question. If it is very easy, I solve it. If it is taking lengthy time, I mark it in a particular star pattern or have your own pattern setting that one particular mark says this question you can solve and but takes time. Other pattern says this particular question you can solve but come afterwards. Other set of patterns comes, you don't go to that question. That is a dead trap, because
Exactly.
few questions will be there. It is ego killing. I would use this word
बिल्कुल.
because after solving that many problems, you have a tendency of exam की यार जो भी आ जाए मुझे solve करना ही है. You shouldn't fall in the dead trap. So that's why just cross it off that question and don't even look to that question unless and until you solve all them. So this is a pattern which I followed for NDA and yeah, examination. That's it.
Okay, and how did you prepare for the general ability test? Because NDMA, we know that 300 marks they are reserved for the
Yes, sir.
mathematics, but there's a huge
Ye-
portion 600 marks for general ability
Yes, sir.
test. So what was your strategy to prepare for that?
Yes, sir. So here we have English and other general ability thing. And just after completing my 10th, I remember very few set of geography and history in my mind. So, and I didn't get a lot of time to revise these, but English was there. So, as I also had board exam of English, so I saw and studied English for it. And for geography and history, I couldn't read the whole subject, but a little part of it I read and went for the exam. So English I prepared, but the other part, because I was also preparing for my board and JEE mains, I didn't get that much of time. So just a glance I did. So yeah.
Okay,
But if there is any preparation strategy, I would say just NCRTs.
okay.
There is no need to go above it. NCRTs is a lot.
Okay, like to build your foundation initially, you should follow the NCRT path. And apart from that,
100%.
that PYQs are there. You can also get few
Yes,
books
sir.
from
Yes, sir.
Amazon or Flipkart for the practice set.
Yes, sir.
And I
Yes.
guess you will be all ready for that. Okay,
Yes,
Ashwin,
sir.
now brother, let's dive deep into your SSB journey so far. So you have given
Yes,
a
sir.
total of 15 SSB attempts. So just
Yes,
let
sir.
us know ki when did this entire journey start? What was your first
Yes.
attempt? Tell us about your last attempt. For which entries did you get the recommendations overall? And just share in brief about your first recommendation attempt.
Yes, sir. So, starting very first, as I previously said, I started my SSB journey from my 12th. After clearing my NDA exam, the very first SSB was in somewhere 2020 Jan. So, and yeah, that was my first SSB. It was in 2F SB Mysore. And as previously said, I didn't have any idea of SSB, what was happening, because I just had a thing that I have to go to the SSB, but I didn't have that much of guidance at that particular time after the first attempt. So I went as like new freshie. I went there, I gave my attempt, and I got conference out. That was the first very attempt I went. And after that, I spoke to my other friends, understood what exactly have to be done. So before my BTech, I gave 4 attempts: 3 NDA, one 10+2 Navy BTech. So one at Mysore, that I got conference out. Two at Gandhinagar, one screen out, one conference out. One at 33 SSB Bhopal 10+2 Navy BTech, that I got conference out again. And after that, I went to my college, NIT Surathkal, and I did my graduation. After my graduation, at fourth year, I started to give FCAT and CDS examinations again. And then at my seventh attempt, I got my first recommendation. That is from 33 SSB Bhopal again. And this was CDS to 2024.
Okay, so this was your first recommendation in
Seventh.
seventh attempt.
Yes, seventh attempt.
Okay, just a question here. Like
Yes.
in this particular seventh attempt, were you expecting your recommendation कि भाई इसमें होने वाला है या नहीं होने वाला है? Because sometime like when I remember I got my recommendation in the eighth attempt. तो अब इतने ज़्यादा attempts देके ना आदत हो जाती है that you don't expect now too much from your result. It's like कि हाँ
Yes,
यार
sir, yes.
just enjoy the process, जो होगा वो देखा जाएगा. So what was your initial reaction in that?
Yes, sir. At the seventh attempt, as you exactly said, my mind was at that particular phase. I was also doing my job at ICICI. So I was just key, I will go there, enjoy the process. What would happen will happen. And on the day of conference, sir came. He was giving us our result, and my chest number came, and my reaction was like totally blank. I didn't know I have to be happy. Like, it was mixed feelings. I wasn't sad. I was happy at the same time, but I was still processing. Is it really my chest number which has come? Because after giving these many attempts, it is like, भाई आएगा तो आएगा, नहीं आएगा तो okay.
बिल्कुल.
That was my particular thing, but I was very much inclined that I will be getting a good result, because my interview at that particular time went really well. GTO was also good. Psychology no one can answer, because there is no correct, no right. So I never can understand what particular standards of psychology they see. So basically I did my part, but I was having a little bit of positive hopes, because I did well in my GTO and my interview. So yeah, on the day of conference at the seventh attempt, they gave me my result.
Okay.
And I got,
And apart from this CDS Navy recommendation, what other 3 recommendations did you get, Ashwin?
sir, yes, sir. So recently in December 25th, the SSB started in my Allahabad, Prayagraj. It was 18 SSB, Army attempt, NCC entry, NCC special entry. There I got recommended. The next was CDS to 2025,
Okay.
12 SSB Bangalore. And there I got recommended for Navy. And after that, it was TGC 143 attempt in 32 SSB Jalandhar. And there also I got recommended again.
Okay,
And
so in the first recommendation, as you got it long back ago, okay, CDS Navy
Yes,
के
sir.
लिए, so why you did not join the academy during that time?
yes, sir. So basically, I had cleared my cutoff only for Navy, and my All India rank was 72.
Okay.
So, and seats was less, and the last GL who got was All India rank 66.
Okay.
So after that we didn't get, and I got merit out from there.
Okay, so like how does it feel, man, to get merit out, and it
Yes.
how does it feel to maybe restart your preparation again?
Yes, sir. So, to be very honest, when I saw my All India rank 72, I knew that there was high chances of getting merit out. So, I knew that was coming. Merit out was 80% possible, but I was still fingers crossed कि आ गया तो it's very good. So, I was little bit mentally prepared, but still it feels a very, very much, because you wrote the exam, you went there, and screening in is a very big mountain you climb, because after exam you can't get screened out. There is no question of screening out after writing an exam. So after getting screened in and after getting recommended, at seventh attempt I even remember I got few particular like overweight ka one issue was there, so I had to reduce my weight in that very 42 days. I had to do this all things, and then at last getting into merit and also getting merit out is a little bit tough, but not an issue. That's life. Up and downs happens, but so again restart the process. That's it.
Again, man, again, it takes a lot of courage, and really hats off to
Yes,
your
sir.
entire journey so far. And yes, Ashwin, recently you also got recommended for your TGC entry. So just
Yes, sir.
tell in brief about that particular experience and how the TGC recommendation was different from your first one, because that was for Navy initially. So this
Yes, sir.
was for Army. So how did you prepare
Yes, sir.
differently as compared to the Navy SSB?
Yes, sir. So the first thing is in this particular entry, it is basically an entry which you are coming from engineering. So the first thing you have to do is obviously you read about army and all things. That is a other part. That is a common part for any entry. But the second part is you have to also be very good at your engineering, what you have studied at least. Have a basic idea of what particular uh, course you have read throughout the 4 years, and also you're going for core of engineer or core of signals or EME. So also have a very good idea with that particular engineering. How can you help in that particular field? Because it's not like you're coming and just there. You have to go there, help the organization, help your particular regiment or any people to excel. So you have to give that particular confidence to the SSS that I'm not a normal person, but like everyone is normal, but still you have to give the confidence to the particular SSR key with my particular study set, with my particular skill set. I will give my 100% best, and not only excelling in my field, but also help my all regiment to be very good. So that particular confidence you have to give to the SSR, and that you can give when you are good at your because you did 4 years of engineering. So have a good thing about it. And afterwards, if you did your because I did my job from ICICI, he even asked what is monetary policy, cash reserve ratio, SLR, inflation, deflation, everything ever. So basically, what particular, like when you write your PIQ over there, at every stage, be very clear. So mainly focus on your graduation too, and if
Okay.
you did any engineering, also that. Like this is for entire thing, but as it is technical entry, be very good with your engineering too. That's it.
Okay, and what is the main difference, if I would ask you, कि मुझे 2 से 3 लाइन में आप main difference बताओ that you observed in naval selection board and the services selection board जो कि आर्मी वाला था.
Sir, tough question, sir. So what I feel is everything still what I see, at least what I've seen throughout these many attempts, it always remains the same, sir. Psychology test didn't change.
Okay.
GTO, yeah, GTO mein you might have a different structures totally.
Okay.
Like in army also you have a movable parts, but their movable parts have a different set of logic, and in navy you have a same again movable parts too. In particular, I face in my from my experience, the movable parts start from the task of 3 of pgt. If you have 4 tasks, and the third task compulsory have a movable part, and in these movable parts navy has a set of logic of their own, and army have their own set of logic. So the movable parts are totally different in these two. One I can say that. And interview is totally, I feel, is the same. They
Okay.
see your PIQ. Even in TGC, they ask me I mean engineering questions. But if I come in Navy also, they ask me my engineering questions. So GTO में ground का difference थोड़ा लगेगा, but I feel total process remains the same.
Okay.
Yes.
And Ashwin, there is, one question that keeps rolling out in the minds of all the aspirants. कि जब board conference आ गई है on your 5th day, so how should we prepare for that particular process? Because
Yes,
most
sir.
of the
Yes.
students, what they think is कि जैसे साइक ख़त्म हो गया और इंटरव्यू ख़त्म हो गया तो दे स्टार्ट चिलिंग आउट कि अरे GTO तो हो जाएगा, इट्स जस्ट काइंड ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटी दे आर गोइंग इन. बट एज वी नो कि बोर्ड कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑल्सो रिजर्व्स स्पेशल मार्क्स for your entire
Yes, sir.
SSB. So, what
100%.
was your approach while preparing for any kind of board conference? And if there were any questions जो you found were quite tricky, जो कि आपको board
Yes.
conference में पूछे गए थे, so the audience
sir.
would really be happy to know about those type of questions.
100%. And thanks for coming to this question. It's a very good question. So this 5 days, you have to be very focused, sir. It's not like मेरा psychology हो गया अब मैं खेलूंगा, or if it is my interview हो गया मैं अब खेलूंगा. No. So in this whole 5 process, have your friends, speak with them, do everything, but at the same time you have to study. At least dedicate little time just to glance, because you have already prepared for everything. Just glance a little bit. So coming to psychology, maybe see your SD self description में क्या क्या points लिखना चाहता हूँ, what is my particular type of format I'm following,
True that.
या फिर if any particular picture comes, how can I tackle it. Just imagine some random picture in your mind and do it. So psychology में one thing is keep your mind totally calm, have a very good sleep. कितना अच्छा sleep हुआ है, that's very good. If you didn't, थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब स्लीप है, नॉट एन इश्यू, बट डोंट गेट वो
वो
स्ट्रेस
तो
वाली फीलिंग.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, वो तो होने वाला है यार.
Yes.
इफ यू आर पार्ट ऑफ अ रिपीटर्स
True,
ग्रुप
sir.
दे वुड नेवर लेट यू स्लीप मैन, मे बी बिफोर 12.
हाँ, true, sir. Yes, sir. Totally accept, but still, I totally understand. But हाँ, my only thing is, at least on the day of just psychology के previous, be very much on the, मतलब don't let go to your subconscious thinking. मतलब हो जाता है at that particular fast writing, fast में you write sometimes unconsciously थोड़े थोड़े, because the best example I can give is 12 pictures के बाद once you come out of the psychology hall, what 12 pictures have come, it is very hard to recollect all the 12 pictures.
True that.
या फिर 60 words में 15 words भी लेके आना, it's totally hard. तो कितना हो सके be involved in that particular exam. जो दिखा है, see very much and write it. And one more thing I would like to say is, after psychology exam, in your rough book, write all the 12 pictures and just think what you have written. वो थोड़ा satisfaction देता है कि हाँ,
True that.
कि I have went in my correct path. ठीक है. So this is psychology. Next, coming to interview. One biggest advice I would be giving is, बिफोर द इंटरव्यू यू आस्क ऑल द कैंडिडेट्स व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, या थोड़ा सा इन्वॉल्व रहो. बट 1 hour का वेटिंग विच इज देयर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर हॉल, बी as calm as possible, बिकॉज जो क्वेश्चन उसको पूछा है, ही माइट आस्क यू और ही माइट नॉट. वाई टू गेट स्ट्रेस एट दैट लास्ट मोमेंट? जब स्ट्रेस ले लोगे, जो भी है वो भी चला जाएगा.
True that.
So at that particular time, I would like to suggest everyone close their eyes and happily concentrate on your breath. What Shreyas Iyer says, what every big sports person says, that really helps. Because there are two things I would like to say. That is like, control the controllables, and which are not controllable, just leave it. So you had a lot of time before of SSB, even the 4 days of SSB or 3 days of SSB before interview. जब तक वहाँ है प्रिपेयर, पर वंस यू आर इन दैट वेटिंग हॉल, आराम से रहिए, आराम से हैव अ वेरी गुड स्माइलिंग फेस एंड जस्ट हैव ब्रीथ में ही कॉन्सेंट्रेट करिए. ये हो गया इंटरव्यू. वंस कम टू जीटीओ ऑल्सो में यू शुडंट गेट ढीला. मतलब एवरी टाइम यू शुड शो द जोश. एक for example, what happened in my TGC attempt was a very funny, like a very silly incident happened. What happened was, in my individual task, there were only 9 obstacles. One obstacle sir has removed it due to the circumstances over there. So in my 9 obstacles, I guess I was left with 40 seconds or 30 seconds easily. I completed all, and my balancing beam में थोड़ा सा मैं हिल जाता हूँ. Balancing beam में थोड़ा इधर उधर हो जाता है. So sir said next means you have 30 seconds more, and I thought my time was over. मैं चला गया वहाँ, मैं बाहर से. was like, अरे भाई तेरा टाइम है, आजा कर ले. So I started again. So in my individual task, if I see, वहाँ थोड़ा I did ऊपर नीचे, because थोड़ा सा वहाँ आ गया था. So if one particular task goes wrong, don't take it to the next particular task, because after my individual obstacle, the next day was my lecturate. That totally shows the confidence to GTO at that particular 3 minutes how you speak. So jo ho gaya, just leave it at that moment, just forget and do the next task for GTO, and that will really help a lot. So that is one other thing. And now coming to कॉन्फ्रेंस में मिथ होता है थोड़े से कि इतना टाइम है, बहुत वेटिंग टाइम है, तो ये है वो है. सो दैट प्लेस रोल, बट स्टिल अंदर क्या हो रहा है वी डोंट नो. अगेन uncontrollable things. So why to even think about it? Why to think about your waiting time? हाँ, I understand कि there is one particular hinge कि हाँ, what is my waiting time? But I personally say, don't even think about it. Even in the conference day, happily close your eyes. This I follow for my all attempts, irrespective after my BTech. One of my hobby is meditation. So जहाँ भी free time मिल जाए, I keep check on my breath, so that I can control my all that anxiety हो या फिर tension हो. So even at that particular time, I still remember it. Even in my CDS2 Navy, I still remember my waiting time was around 8 to 10 minutes. In TGC, again my waiting time was somewhere around 6 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
तो waiting time था. तो दैट हार्ट बीट बढ़ जाती है कि क्या हो रहा है, व्हाई आर नॉट दे कॉलिंग, एंड आई गेस बीच में ब्रेक, टी ब्रेक भी आ गया था ऐसा कुछ. सो स्टिल be wary with your breathe, आराम से रहिए, so that you go over there and give that happy confident सब फेस. सो थोड़ा सा ढीला हो गया तो आपके वॉकिंग स्टाइल भी डिफरेंट हो जाएगा.
True that.
एंड दैट मेनी एसेसर और ऑफिसर सिटिंग ओवर देयर कैन इजीली स्पॉट दैट दिस पर्टिकुलर पर्सन इज इन स्ट्रेस. व्हाई टू गिव दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. तो आराम से रहिए, गो विद फुल कॉन्फिडेंस, सिट. नाउ कमिंग टू tricky questions in this conference.
True
The
that.
first thing is obviously every SSB man, one day before they give you an outing. So sometimes they ask, okay, Ashwin, where did you go at that particular place? This is not a tricky question, but this is self-awareness of yours कि कल गए हैं. So basic होती है कि कल जो गए हैं तो at least थोड़ा सा remember करो कि क्या हुआ. The other tricky, I would say a little bit tricky, because in TGC, my conference a little bit was revolving around my GTO. So GTO, so the deputy president of the board was asking me questions like, how did your GTO go? And I gave my answers. The same individual obstacle का थोड़ा बता दिया था. And उसके बाद after that, sir has even asked if tell me two other chess numbers who gave good ideas.
Okay.
So here I was in a dilemma because I have to give my own chess number too, because I have to not say that भाई मैंने भी इतने अच्छा नहीं किया. So I was like, sir, I also did well, but apart from me, the other two chess numbers are. And then afterwards, sir pressurized me to rank the person. So first I was very diplomat, like, sir, everyone was doing good like this, and then sir was like, no, Ashwin, give me rank, tell me the rank, and I gave that. Afterwards he was like, no, okay, Ashwin, you gave this rank, so let me know why you gave this rank.
Okay.
And because I have to know, at that particular time I wasn't prepared for this question. I won't say prepared, but at that particular time my GTO is also sitting over there, and now any reason I give have to match with that particular reason, because he has a lot of experience, he saw a lot more than me. Any reason I have to give have to be a valid thing.
True that.
So whatever I have to speak have to be done in that particular seconds of time. And then वो बैकग्राउंड की अवेयरनेस भी होना चाहिए, बिकॉज आई कैंट जस्ट कुछ भी बक सकता हूँ वहाँ, क्योंकि जीटीओ बैठा हुआ है, ही हैव सीन एवरीथिंग, सर हैज सीन एवरीथिंग, सो आई हैव टू गिव दैट. नेक्स्ट अगेन ही आस्क्ड मी, ओके अश्विन, नाउ टेल मी वन पर्टिकुलर चेस नंबर हु डिडंट डू वेल एट ऑल. अब फिर से आई हैड टू थिंक, एंड अगेन ही वाज लाइक, ओके अश्विन, एज यू आर previously recommended, if you go out and if this particular person contacts you, what would you say him? Now again I was starting thinking ki what particular drawbacks he did, and then I had to give him the reason, sir, to sir reason. And next other thing I would like to say is few questions you generally miss in interview. So like मान लीजिए the last time he asked me many governors, I have answered everything, but one governor of Kerala I have missed. So not only that, few questions were missed. For example, what was the full form of NIRF? I said half, National Institute, but ranking framework I forgot. So I said half. So write these particular questions after your interview, so that I won't say there are high chances of asking that in conference, but still, why to give a chance? Because your person who gave, like the sir who took your interview is sitting in the conference. So why to give that particular chance? No, don't give any small chance. So only one particular trick I would say is, after completion of psychology, write all the 12 pictures. After completing your interview, write all the questions what you have asked, what you have answered, what questions he asked, which you didn't answer. This will really help a lot. This will see how you are totally active, because if you're totally going into subconscious, you won't even remember any one picture which you have written, and you won't even remember what was the story you have written. So this writing practice was, and I also said this in previous thing. Thanks, sir, because you also said, I still remember, write your all memories from your 11th, 12th, BTech first year, 12th, all the memories you did with your friends.
True that.
So this writing part really helps a lot, because that particular memory sits in your brain, and not only that, you also understand what were your weakness and what your strengths in that particular thing itself.
True that. So, and yes, yeah, Ashwin, if I summarize your this entire insights that you have shared,
yes,
the first thing I believe is staying present in those 5 days, whatever is going 100%. On around yourself. And second thing, pen it down, because once you 100%. Pen down that thing, I guess it gives you maybe 50% more clarity about what you are thinking.
Yes, sir.
राइट
Yes, sir.
एंड रैशनली यू कैन थिंक अबाउट द सिचुएशंस अराउंड. ओके, अब
Yes, sir.
अश्विन एक और क्वेश्चन है मेरा, सिंस यू हैव बीन रिकमेंडेड 4 times. So there is, one myth among most of the candidate is that once you get recommended, then it's a piece of cake for you to go again and prove yourself. But I just want to ask you this thing: that does the recommendations, do they bring pressure in those 5 days or not?
Sir, so I'll be dividing it two parts. The first part, I got recommended in my 7th attempt, and after that, I have 3 screen notes at line. 3 screen notes at line. So 33 SSB Bhopal, CDS 2 2024, I got recommended.
Okay.
CDS 1 2025, I went to the same board, 33 SSB Bhopal. I got screened out. So one thing I would clearly say is, recommendation में you won't get, once you're recommended, it's not an other thing like piece of cake मैं recommend हो जाऊंगा. It's not. You have to prove yourself again.
True
कि
that.
sir, I have that particular qualities in me and I have to show you. And one other thing I want to say from the very start, it is totally different from your question, sir. Sorry for that. One thing is, please don't be desperate. Be passionate. This has really proved, because in my 3rd screen out from Jalandhar, it was SSC Tech entry. It was in month of November 2025. I still remember. I could see that desperation in me. The passion was there, but desperation has exceeded than passion.
Okay.
Once that happens, it won't work, sir. So I sat down again, and then like desperation is like कुछ भी हो जाए यही चाहिए यही चाहिए
True
यही
that.
चाहिए. I
And
totally forget everything.
maybe instead of focusing on the process, we start focusing on the result part. कि अरे
Result, sir.
वो चीज़ चाहिए,
100%,
तो वो
sir.
process
वही
हम भूल
चाहिए.
जाते हैं. No doubt we have done the preparation, but I guess if we stay present and enjoy the process,
sir.
तो we may get the
100%.
recommendation again.
Exactly you said, sir. Because कितना भी prepare हो जाए उस at that time desperation की वजह से your tension increases, anxiety increases, which totally ruins your whole performance. कहीं ना कहीं, for example GTO हुई, GTO is totally full of जोश. वहाँ एंग्जाइटी हो जाओगे तो हाउ कैन यू शो द पर्टिकुलर जीओटी कि भाई मेरे पास जोश है, मेरे पास दिमाग है, हाउ कैन यू शो द पर्टिकुलर क्वालिटीज.
True
सो
that.
yes sir, that is different. Now coming back to the question, sir, again there won't be particular type of any stress from the board or stress from the people around. There will be just people be like, once you say you're recommended, people will be like, okay, this particular person is recommended. So वहां से थोड़ा peer pressure type होगा, पर कुछ नहीं होता सर. Still again, you focus on your attempt. वो सब नेगलेक्ट हो जाएगा.
True that.
You don't even be present in the group. Be humble. You, even being a recommended person, be like a person who is a freshie. Happily mingle with the group. Be in the present, and with God's blessings and parents' blessing and friends' blessing, you will do well.
Okay.
That's it, sir.
And Ashwin, now coming to your NCC special entry recommendation, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
it's also special because you have got merit in and you would be joining the OTA Chennai soon.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how
sir. Thank
does
you.
this recommendation feels special? I just want to ask, because initially you had already made up your mind of joining the flying thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So since you got your recommendation in NCC special entry, so what advice you would like to share with all the NCC cadets who are preparing for NCC special entry?
Yes, sir. The first thing is, always in the NCC special entry, you would be having a lot of people for the screen and phase. So for the very first phase, one is a big mountain to climb. So the very first thing is in the PPDT session, which is a very big thing, because OIR now, most of the OIR is in the net itself, and now they're changing, like new OIR is coming.
Yes.
But still, OIR is a particular thing which you can do it. Now coming to PPDT, one thing is, in this particular type of PPDT, try to, I won't say exactly solve a problem. For example, I would give you one small example, sir. There is one photo where 3 friends are gathering, and some type of like they're discussing is happening. So if this particular thing comes in PPDT, try to write some particular science conference or some type of organizing a fest, some type of thing that you can show qualities to the SSS, that these are my particular type of qualities, so that I can come, because in the time of screen in, there is a bigger lot.
True that.
And many people are coming, so SSS will be, and you have to also narrate your whole story in 1 minute, and you have to show your whole thing in 1 minute. But in TAT is totally different. That comes in phase 2. Now psychologist has I mean, little different time. He has more time to assess you. So there you can write some type of friends union. But same friends union don't write. I mean, you can write. I'm not saying anything, but in PPDT, try to show your qualities more. Try to show your organizing ability more. Try to show the qualities which you really are having, because their presentation matters a lot, because you have only 1 minute.
1 minute,
You
yeah.
have a 15 group, minimum 15 to 18 people who are sitting with you. Everyone has come with the same motto that you have to get selected. So you have to show that intent in yourself. And thing is presentation, just presentation thing. How can you precisely say the all qualities that you are having you in that? And next thing was the feeling when the next question which you asked, the feeling how I, sir, same thing, sir. 3 screen outs. That was really running in my back, brain at my Jalandhar attempt. At that particular time, I spoke with my brother too, big brother, and we had a lot of discussion. And after that, I again became calm and prepared for it. And but after that, I really got very emotion when the recommendation sir took my chest number, and Allahabad they give one cap, sir,
Okay.
that give a lot of pride to, which have an Indian Army logo too. So I got little emotional over there, because after that many attempts, after being recommended once, I'm not being boastful for that, but still, after that having a lot of downfall, I even left my job at that time. So I was not exactly, I didn't knew what happened, but one particular thing I followed was, as I said previously, live in that particular moment, be with your friends, mingle with everyone, be literally like a freshie. Don't think anything, be in a present. That's it, sir. And everything will go good.
Okay, great. And Ashwin, I already knew that you were working in ICICI Bank,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So you
Yes,
did
I
your
did.
engineering in chemical engineering, but you were working
Yes,
in
sir.
ICICI. So ये question को how
Yes,
did you
sir.
tackle in the SSB? Because SSB में तो पक्का
Yes,
he
sir.
would be grilling you.
He asked me this many times, sir. So, coming to this question, sir. So, I had dual degree, sir. One is chemical engineering as major, and information technology as minor.
Okay.
So, I also had computer set of skills, and there, as a project manager, we need two type of skills, sir. One is manager skills, and next is little bit of computers, all the SQL, or a little bit coding is okay over there, but I knew coding too, but still, SQL was very main that I learned from my information technology as a minor. So for this particular thing, I used to say, sir, I had explained particular skill set which I had, and I got an opportunity over there, and I grabbed it. This
Okay.
is how I used to tackle it, and I used to explain it in a very neat manner, saying first explaining my information technology, next also explaining that I had taken MBA electives in my college, because in chemical engineering we have to take open electives too.
Okay.
So in our college we had MBA ka department too, and from there we took MBA ka electives, few of electives. So project management is one of the course over there too. So this is how I used to frame my whole answer, and I used to say it.
Okay. And Ashwin, how did your job it helped you in your SSB journey? And also, like you
Yes,
left your job after a
yes,
certain time. So what was the
yes,
reason behind leaving that job, and that what
yes.
was the entire perspective during that time?
Yes, sir. So in my job, sir, my job was very good, because my top managers, even my immediate manager, his name was Siddharth Krishnamurthy, sir, and Deepa ma'am, his manager, and Arun sir, her manager. So the whole hierarchy which I had was really open. So they used to particularly give me any requisites which they want in a particular very crisp way. So in the particular job, which manager skills was very much increased, because as a product manager I had a technical team and I had a business team. So business team used to give me requirements ki boss मुझे ये ऐसे चाहिए, this is the thing I want, dashboard ऐसा चाहिए. They are very good at CA. सारे के सारे लोग has done CA degrees over there, so they have that particular mathematical set of things. But now, as me as a product manager, now I have to include my technical skills. I used to work on Power BI, so I had to make a dashboard which suffice the requirements. So basically यहाँ पे totally managerial था कि भाई ये है requirement. I had to sit with that particular team, and I used to help them कि boss ऐसा ऐसा करना है, ये करना है. So manager skills has increased a lot. Next, brevity. This is the whole thing. Even SSB sees. आप GTO में ग्रुप प्लानिंग लिख दीजिए, आप इंटरव्यू में आंसर दीजिए, इट शुड बी ब्रेविटी, मतलब क्रिस्प आंसर्स,
बिल्कुल.
जो पूछा है उस पे ही आंसर कीजिए. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग हैज आल्सो इंक्रीज बिकॉज आई हैड टू मेक PPTs and showed it to my manager. Now I can't make 15 to 20 slides of PPTs. देख के ही वो लोग बोलेंगे कि यार इतना टाइम मुझे नहीं है, भाग यहाँ से, फिर से करके आओ. They would be like, then I have to do it in a very crisp manner. मान
True that.
लीजिए 15 से लेके 5 या 4 मैं I had to completely show them कि ये particular work has been happening. And next, managing the resources which I had. Sometimes technical team में there are also people, तो वो लोग भी छुट्टी में चलते हैं, तो obviously अब छुट्टी में चल गया तो I can't say them, they are also people. So now I had to manage my particular task because task को भी नहीं छोड़ सकता हूँ, because I also had a particular set of deadline, and if I didn't match I had to say to my bosses. So now here again I had to, ये फिर से यही मैनेजमेंट हो गया था. आई यूज्ड टू मैनेज विद दैट पर्टिकुलर पीपल की आई यूज्ड टू कीप अ ट्रैक. भाई इफ यू आर टेकिंग लीव आई डोंट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम, पर मुझे पहले ही बता दीजिए सो दैट आई कैन बी प्रिपेयर्ड. सो ऐसा बोल के यू कीपिंग अ गुड रैपो विद दैट पर्टिकुलर पीपल, बिकॉज नाउ आई एम एन एज ऑफ 20, दैट टाइम आई वाज एन एज ऑफ 22 23, एंड जो लोग मेरे साथ काम कर रहे थे दे वर एट द एज ऑफ 40. नाउ आई हैव टू बी वेरी हम्बल विद देम. आई कांट से अरे यार ये भी नहीं पता है क्या, आई कांट से एट ऑल, बिकॉज they are experienced people than me, they are way greater age than me, so unko have to complete my task too, and also have to say people to explain them. So this is all the skills which have occurred. And why I left my job was, sir, मैं probation में था sir, 1 year probation में था. probation में we only get 9 leaves, but उसके बाद I had used many leaves. LOP में भी चला गया था. My manager was very good sir, he has handled a lot, मतलब he used to handle, but बाद में क्या हो गया, I got many mails from HR saying he had been in loss of pay, and luckily the HR manager was also a defense aspirant. So when I spoke with him, he understood, but he was like, I understand, but organization is working in a way, and no, especially for you I can't give you, I asked sabbatical leave maybe for few days, and for the reason if I keep sabbatical leave it will be studies. So if I do that, many other persons will also do, and
True
they
that.
can do it in a positive way or negative way. So after thinking all this, I was like, why to give a wrong name for the organization? Not an issue. I'll just resign it. And I had a other option over there in ICICI. Once you come out of the service, 6 months में you can come back. They'll just take the resume, फिर से interview होगा, and you can come back. So I took the risk and I said thanks to everyone, because it's good, not a bad thing. So मैंने resign कर दी.
Okay. चलो भाई, ग्रेट यार. वही आई गेस फॉर एवरी बिगर पर्पज ऑफ आवर लाइफ वी हैव टू compromise
Yes,
or
sir.
take risk, right? And Ashwin,
100%.
bro, as we move towards the conclusion of our amazing
Yes.
conversation, वैसे तो बहुत ज़्यादा और भी
Yes, sir.
बातें करनी थी, but since we are having this time restraint, I would be asking you 4 to 5 rapid fire questions, ठीक है, जिसका you
Yes.
just answer me in a single line or two, okay? So the first
sir.
question here is job helpful while preparing for SSB or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The next question to you, Ashwin, would be, tell me one of the biggest myth that you have personally encountered while attending the entire SSB interviews.
One thing is, once being recommended is not 100% being again recommended, and vice versa. Once you have 15 attempts of being conference out, doesn't say that you will not get recommended. So it is only on that particular spot, being present. That's it, sir.
Okay, great. The next question, buddy, is what is that one mistake you kept repeating for a long time without realizing it?
So before my BTech, I can say that one thing was my answers like brevity. I wasn't like in my interviews I used to keeping around the bush type. So that was one particular thing I understood, I realized, and I corrected it. Yes.
Okay. So you would have been a bit short and precise while answering.
Yes.
That's what you meant to say.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next question number 4th, Ashwin, is if you had the authority to reject the candidates, what kind of people you would not recommend if you were the assessor?
Sir, this is a very big question, sir.
No, just one thing, like keeping yourself in that position of assessors, जो कि मुझे लगता है हम तो चलो कभी पहुंच नहीं पाएंगे, but just thinking from
Yes,
their
sir.
perspective, what kind of candidates do they often reject?
Sir, who is not proved to them?
Okay,
who
who's
is not
not?
truthful to themselves,
ओके
may
तो
basically faking
फिर
things.
हाँ वही वाला जो लोग वो माइंडसेट रखते हैं, फेक इट टिल यू मेक इट, सो दोज
Yes,
काइंड ऑफ
faking
कैंडिडेट्स
the
यू विल बी रिजेक्टिंग.
maximum out of themselves.
Okay. Ashwin, my second last question to you is, if someone watches this episode of yours, maybe after 3 years from today, so what one message do you want them to remember forever?
Two things, sir. One is be consistent. Keep your routine every day. If even it is repetitive, don't give up. Keep on. Even if you win, keep the timetable going on. Even if you don't win, keep the timetable going on. That's it.
Okay. And Ashwin, brother, my last question to you would be
Yes.
that people, while preparing for their SSB interviews, shall they rely on Plan B or not, according to you?
100%, sir. 100%. They
Okay.
should have a plan.
Okay. And why do you think so?
Sir, as I said, people shouldn't be desperate. They should be passionate, and they should also keep a track of the particular age, because one SSB starting from the first and coming to the JL is a 6 months process. If you take the whole calendar, so this is a time-taking process, and you should also have the responsibility of keeping your career going, because so if interview ask it, there will be questions ki after BTech तुमने क्या किया है, या फिर if there is a long gap, you have to also say. And also now the job market is very down. How would you show the skill set over there? Because after coming from the college placement, you can go to placements easily. But if you have 1 year of gap, not an issue. But if you have 2 years of gap, then there is an issue. Then they'll be asking few type of things, and there will be a lot of thing going on. So you should be having a plan B anytime, every time. So yeah.
Okay. Chalo, thank you so much, bhai. Again, a very insightful answer. So, Ashwin, as we conclude our amazing conversation, bhai. So, for all the audience here, let me tell you, if you are still making up your mind, to quit this SSB interview journey in between, I guess this conversation would be a must watch for all of you. Baki Ashwin, bro,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much for your time. All the very best for
Thanks,
your
sir.
journey ahead. And I really know this thing, and I'm very much honest with you that this conversation is going to motivate so many candidates and help them to keep going through
Thank you,
this
sir.
entire journey. Thank you so much, bhai,
Thank
for
you,
your
sir.
time, and take care.